Hello, everyone, and welcome to day four of the wonderful Women Changing the World interview series with these amazing authors. And like you have met some amazing people doing amazing work, and they've shared their stories in this phenomenal book. I was just saying to Anne there that this is one of my favorite books of 2021 because it just ignites something within you. The stories are phenomenal. You can just dip in and out and just read one story at a time, get to know that person. So let's get right into it. Anne, can you share a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, sure. I'm Anne Tomlinson. I'm the owner and director of Allium Works, and essentially what we do, we create pathways in the rail and construction industry. So we work with school leavers, career changers, and employers to create rewarding but sustainable careers where people actually turn up for a job they love. They're not. It's not a retention period for them. They want to be there, and because they want to be there, they just put their best selves forward. And not only does it make sense for the individual for their job satisfaction, but it makes business sense for employers as well, because now where employers are going through a 48% attrition rate, they now at that 80% retention rate. So it made business sense, and we just love what we do. We've been in the industry for collectively about 120 years, but myself 18 years, and our business is 4 years old this year.
Wow, congratulations. There's nothing like someone who's happy at work. They're the most productive and they just have this energy around them. And that's what you want around your business, isn't it?
Oh, definitely, definitely. And the thing is, then, so we started as doing just cadetship initially in 2018, but our business have just grown because we've just identified this gap where people wanted to enter the industry, but they didn't know how to do that. But we've also expanded our business now to be an RTO as well. So again, just sort of complementing the stuff that we were already doing in 2018. But what we found is now that we've got a full circle service, the the satisfaction of the people that's coming through is just phenomenal. We still have people part of our community 4 years on that joined us when we first started, and the feedback has just been so phenomenal because of that support structure and that authentic support, not just commercial support.
Wow. And it is really making a difference and it's leading, it's inspired leadership. Absolutely. And what does women changing the world mean to you?
Oh man, when I read this book, it was phenomenal to see how this book is, how people have contributed to this book and the stories that they've shared. But I suppose that the common theme here for the book is, it's like falling over but getting up, dusting off, and say what's next type of thing. For me, it's really about, like I said, it's about that authenticity, but it's about pushing forward when the world keeps kicking you in the gut and saying, no, it's too hard, you shouldn't, this is not the right place for you, and all the barriers, the entries sort of hit you all at once. But for me, when I truly believe when you live a life of purpose, yes, some things will be hard, but when you're guided by that North Star, everything becomes so much easier. And the clarity that you have and the decision making framework really changes. And that's what Women Changing the World means to me. It's about, you know, putting your, not sacrificing your own personal needs, but looking beyond your personal needs, and looking at the greater good of humanity. And I suppose, that's where we are as a business. Last year, sometime we collectively, myself, my team, we made a decision to use our business for good. And the transformation in our business for our clients and all of our stakeholders, like I said, it's just been life changing.
And that intention, that intention that you set just shifted the energy of it. And it's this clear focus then that everything funnels through that intention. Isn't it just such a powerful mechanism in a business?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, fabulous. Can you tell us what you do to make the world a better place? We've had a little bit of an introduction, but tell us a bit more.
Yeah, like I said, so last year we decided to use our business for good. And so what we do, we believe that we have a platform that we can positively impact other people around the globe. And the irony of that is that it's people that we'll probably never ever meet. But we've basically aligned our business with the United Nations Sustainability Goals. So education is a big factor for us. So every time somebody enrolls in any of our programs, whether they come to a masterclass, a mentoring, a coaching, whether they enroll in a cadetship program, we invest back into the United Nations Sustainability Goals. So, as an example, for any of our cadets that gets placed in a 2-year traineeship, we provide 2 years of education for a child in need. So, and similar to that, anybody that comes to one of our master classes, we gift 1 day fresh drinking water to schools in Uganda. And similar, the same thing for, we just recently had a massive group interview where we had over 1,000 applicants. And we've got a very robust system, but 50 of those applicants were interviewed. And because we were able to interview them, we gifted 500 fresh drinking waters to communities around the world. For those people that came to the group interview, finally the last 25, we were able to give over 500 education days for kids around the world as well.
It's an amazing model. Well done. That's really just, it's very inspiring to hear you speak about that. And it is just setting the intention and doing it. This is what we're going to do and just sticking to it. Amazing. And I could talk to you all day, but where can we find you online?
We've got a website, www.alliumworks.com.au. You can find me on LinkedIn. It's probably you can find me the quickest, just Anne Tomlinson, or Anne at alliumworks.com.au as well. You can find me on that email.
Amazing. And you can read more of Anne's story in Women Changing the World. So go and grab your copy. Thank you so much, Anne. I love this conversation, really and truly. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Bye, Anne. I'm going to welcome Patina Tiemann. Welcome, Patina. How are you going?
Hey there, Karen. Hey there, listeners.
Hello to everyone. Patina, can you share with everyone what it is that you do?
Sure. But first, I'd just like to pay my respects as an Indigenous businesswoman. I'd like to pay my respects to traditional owners, past, present, and emerging, for the grounds in which we meet on today. And I encourage everybody who's listening in to do some research on the grounds in which they live and work on. It's an amazing culture and history. So thank you for that. So I am in Cairns, Far North Queensland. I'm an Aboriginal businesswoman. I own 7 businesses. The most notable 2 are Complete Business Solutions and II Hub. I do what I want, and what I want is to help people grow, diversify, fix the problems in their business, fix the problems in their life, teach them how to do it themselves. So it's very much an education, empowerment, connectivity, collaboration focus that we have. So lucky to live my life every day the way I want, and I don't have anybody capping or restricting me, which is pretty cool. Yeah, we get to have a voice on behalf of a lot of our clients, which are typically women in business and Indigenous women in regional and remote areas. So we get to be a voice on their behalf to engage and consult with government on key issues within their areas.
Yeah, you do amazing work, and you do so much amazing work, but to be able to do it on your terms is pretty special, isn't it? It's very inspiring to show that to others as well. Tina, what does Women Changing the World mean to you?
So the book was, for me, it was a really awesome opportunity to be one of many women who have been through the school of hard knocks. And as Anne said, you get kicked in the gut, you get up and you keep on moving forward. You don't become subject to the negative influence of other people. We've had to not only survive, but actually progress. And through that progression, we become dynamic, we become diverse, we're able to empower and help so many other people if they're able to, work with us, admire us, and just take note of who we are and what we do and how we got there. I think Women Changing the World allowed us to have a platform to share our truth. And the truth is, hey, shit, we've all had a tough time, and yet here we are today. And you are going through a hard time, whoever's reading that book. You've got this, we're here, we're the same as you, and yet here we are today, doing amazing things for women around the world, or being successful in our own arenas.
It's pretty special, and thank you so much for articulating it that way. It is truly that, it's a collective of just amazing humans. Tell us about what you do to make the world a better place, Bettina.
So yeah, look, I kind of realized a long time ago that I just didn't fit working for other people. I'm too driven, too motivated, too confrontational, too challenging, too inquisitive. I just needed to have my own way, and that I just got to. I just own it. That's who I am. That's the way I am. And, for me, that meant that if I didn't fit, I had to build something that would be my fit. And so I was very lucky. Many years ago, I met my husband, who's my business partner, who's the biggest challenge in my life, but we have complementary skill sets. So I'm very creative, very entrepreneurial, very people smart, whereas he's very technically competent. He's like a walking encyclopedia for compliance and business technical stuff. And so for us, we're able to build something that means that I can do all the consultation with clients because I'm a qualified life coach, counselor, business mentor, all these other things. And holistically, I can help that person from whatever they're dealing with, or whatever they need in business, to then throw it over my shoulder. And if it's documents, the husband and the team build it. If it's management systems or compliance, they do it. I just do all the fun stuff, working with the clients to workshop. Many of our clients, whether they're Indigenous or otherwise, they can't articulate what they need or what they want because they don't know. Nobody's really taken the time to understand where they're at, what their skill level is, what their goals are, and they find it quite confrontational if it's not done in the right manner. So I have that really unique ability to have that holistic approach with our clients and just work one-on-one with them. We get to build some amazing stuff. We are known for the work we do in remote communities, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people in Northern Australia, in particular remote Cape York and Torres Strait Islands. And most recently, I've started a program in Papua New Guinea. So I'm currently working with 24 people who are in very extreme poverty situations, and I'm helping them learn how to start a little micro business from their artwork or whatever their hobby is. And it's really cool stuff. So that's who we are. It doesn't matter whether you're an ASX listed company or a startup or a micro, we're able to understand you and help your business grow. Get where you need to be.
I love that you honor your strengths and you show up accordingly and stay in your genius zone. It's just such a special thing for a woman to honor that and to step forward into that and to make a difference that way. So I hugely commend you. I adore the work that you do, and I love how you show up in life. We've got to know each other a little this year, and it's really special. So thank you for being that. Can I ask you, where can we find you online?
Yeah, so thanks, Karen. I just want to say I think it's important to all those people who are listening. It is really important that you own who you are and how you are, what your strengths and your weaknesses are, but also be proud of sharing your successes and your achievements, because there's a very tall poppy mentality amongst many people in business, and I think you should own your successes and reward yourself and just be out there and shout it. So you can find me online, type my name, Bettina Tiemann, into Google, or you can find me on Facebook. Otherwise, I'm at the website completebs.com.au or iihub.biz, biz.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And absolutely true what you said, share your wins. People will learn from that. They could even have a win themselves through it. So it is inspiring to not hide behind a rock, but to share what we have. That's what we're here for, is to experience things and share them with others so others can benefit. It's very special, isn't it?
But
Tina,
share
thank
your
you so
challenges
much.
too. Yeah, share your challenges too, because there are so many people that can
Yes.
help if we're just honest and upfront and don't need to hide, or feel, or feel that we'll be judged.
Yeah, absolutely. And this book is full of wins and challenges. It brings you on the journey with each one of these women. And so if you want to learn more about Bettina, you can find her story in here. Thank you so much.
Thanks for your time today.
Bye. I am going to introduce you to Emma Allen. Hello, Emma.
Hello, nice to see you.
And you too. We've been on this journey before, haven't we?
We have, but it's different every time, Karen.
It's so different every time, and that's what it is. It is that, and that's where the fun is that we can show up and deliver, differently. Back Yourself, you were an author, and Back Yourself, that was very much a business book. Women Changing the World, we get to share, what we're doing, on a more personal level. So, did you get that, Emma?
I did. This was a very different chapter for me to write because
Yeah.
it was at a very personal level and it tapped into a side of the business that I guess I should really talk more about, because the business that I have established around active property investing and educating people around financial literacy has really given me a platform to be able to create bigger change in the philanthropic side of my work.
And like, not only do you create amazing, opportunity and change and inspire through your actual work, but then you've also got your philanthropic, what you're doing there. So, do you want to share? Oh, we'll ask the other
Yeah,
questions
yeah,
first because
yeah.
we're going to get to that. Can you share
Sure.
with us about active property investing?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've had a really diverse career throughout the number of years that I've been in business. One of the key things that I think I've taken away is that I've always had a very sporting mindset towards business, in that we create teams, we create environments to go out there and play the best game that we can play. So I
Yeah.
think as my career evolved and I was very drawn into property investing and became an investor myself, I did notice that a lot of it was centered around the properties and the real estate itself. And for me to be successful at it, you have to look at the investor. And so I really wanted to flip the script and make it about what can I do to help build the financial literacy and understanding of these everyday Australians to be able to really hone in on the critical points that would make them be successful. So I guess in essence, it's integrated coaching with the element of understanding investing, and add to that our team of specialists and professional property researchers. So that helps our clients who are really busy be able to access very well researched opportunities that they might not have either otherwise known about. So
Yeah,
it's a streamlined
I love
approach.
the hats.
Yeah, streamlined approach that makes it easy. But I think one of the things that I always try to communicate is that it's easier than people realize. Often
Mm,
people think about investing and that you have to have a lot of money and you have to do all this risky stuff, but it's not a big leap of faith at all. It's just making lots of well-informed decisions that help you get ahead
yes.
financially.
Yeah, I love how you simplify that. People overthink things and make a big
Mm,
story out of it, and it just runs away off, where it's unreasonable. But you are educating people around that it is. If this is what you want to do, you can do it, no problem, and it actually makes sense. It makes
absolutely,
sense to do.
it's a lot of it's got to do about just with telling people the good, the bad, and the ugly. You
Yeah,
don't have to make everything so shiny that it becomes almost unauthentic, but it's really about giving them the tools and the understanding so they can make the decision. And that's
yeah.
really what the reputation is built around. It's creating these environments where everyday Australians can really accelerate and do things they never thought they possibly could before.
Yeah, absolutely. Going on the journey, isn't it?
It is.
Emma, what does women changing the world mean to you?
Look, I've always thought that women contribute to society in more ways than you can measure financially. We
Yes.
talk about retirement and not and women ending in a place where we don't have enough to retire, almost sometimes half of what males might have on average. So for women changing the world, it's all the little things that we do every day that really make a big difference to whether our children's lives or the people around us. So for me, if you make the most of what you have, and share those talents, that's when we can really have ongoing and lasting change. Um, in terms of my philanthropic work, it really takes building houses in Australia to building schools and houses in rural parts of Cambodia, and gifting those to the poorest of the poor who would otherwise never even have a stable house or roof over their head.
And it's phenomenal what you do. So can we talk a little bit more about that? Because tell us what you do to make the world a better place. Let's talk about your philanthropic work.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been working with an Australian social enterprise since about 2015 called Global Village Housing, and I really love their model because it's very basic and it's Australian design and ingenuity, really empowering Cambodians to use this design, build these homes, and erect them within a day.
Wow.
And I'm using my connections and my ability to build teams to really connect the people who need the homes with those in Australia, in our communities, who can sponsor a house and gift it to people in Cambodia. So
Isn't that amazing? You don't have to
yeah,
set off. You don't have to set off and establish your own charity. You can actually tap into some another, and really add value, can't you?
absolutely. I believe in the whole multiplying effect, and that I didn't need to go and recreate the wheel, because Global Village Housing are doing such a phenomenal job being able to find the resources on the ground, being able to legitimately interview the families that really need them. And there are a lot of people that do, but they look for the poorest of the poor in places that the normal charities don't go to. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's an opportunity for me to really back another Australian social enterprise, and to give my resources, our team's time, and our energy to help them create even more housing.
Yeah, I love that. You don't have to, because it takes a lot of time to set that up. They have years behind them. It takes a lot
Yes.
of, whereas you can just get straight in and get the work done. It's pretty special.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's something that you can see at the end of it. So when I talk to sponsors in Australia, even when we did the schools, it was really about creating something that the whole community could benefit from the playground to the toilets to the fresh water. It's all of those things that really help children learn, especially young girls.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, so special. Where can we find you online, Emma?
The best place to find me is at activepropertyinvesting.com.au. Under the About Us page, there's a giving back page, which
Yeah,
has both our books as well as my work in Cambodia.
yeah, I absolutely adore it. I love how you do business. So thank you so much for showing up
Thank
and
you, Karen.
sharing with us, Emma. Thank you so much. Guys, read Emma's and all of the amazing 33 women who have shared their story in Women Changing the World. This is our final interview for this series, but we hope that you've enjoyed getting to know each of these women. There are so many more women in the book, so go and grab your copy. And all proceeds for this book go towards scholarships for women. So if you buy the book, you're supporting women to grow and to move forward and just create an opportunity to make a real difference. So thank you so much for joining me, everyone. And there's Peace. I'm going to show Peace's. There we are. Peace, you can join me as I switch off. So thank you so much for joining me on this series. And I hope that you've enjoyed it. Go and get your copy. And we want to know what you think. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining us.